So did you not get to see your mom before her departure?
We got there, and she died the day after.
Okay.
We didn't see her. She
Okay.
died.
Can you put that microphone up? So know that, first of all, your mother keeps telling me that you're so upset. You're so upset because you feel like you were late or that you didn't know that she was passing at that moment. Right. Your mom, first of all, wants to apologize because your mother just said to me, Matt, please tell my son that I wish that he would have known what was going on with me or what was happening with my health. She tells me there was a lot that was kept secret that you weren't told about until the last moment with your mother. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. And she says to me that you are so hurt about that every single day, that you hold on to that because you feel like you didn't get to tell your mom how much you loved her, how much she cared, how much you cared for her, and all of these things. And it's crazy because she says to me, Matt, you don't understand. There was a lot of people that were involved. So I don't know if these were your siblings or who this was, but she says to me that your family didn't want to admit the fact that your mom was dying or leaving this world. That was the tough part. So please, she says, Matt, please tell my son it was just a miscommunication. It was just a miscommunication that as much as, because your mother's going like this to me. She goes, Matt, you got to know our family. She goes, our family is crazy here in this world, she says. And they don't know anything there is to know about medical. Neither did I, Matt. She said, so I didn't even realize, she says, how sick I was. I didn't realize I was going to die at that moment. And she also says to me that at the same time, your family was afraid. They were scared. They didn't know what to do.
Right.
So she tells me that you found out late about her either passing and leaving this world and all of these things. And your mother says to me, please let my son know. I know how he felt about me. I know how he felt about me. I knew about that. And she's bringing that up. And she's also telling me this. She said that when you finally got to see your mom, even though it was only for a few short moments, she says to me, I know that he was on the way to see me. Because your family said to her, I don't know if it was by phone or if it had to be by phone, because she keeps telling me that they kept saying, he's on his way, he's on his way, he's going to be here. And do you know that your mother said to me that she was waiting for you? But the tough part is that even though our soul can hold on here in this world, your mother is also telling me that her body was given out on her. She says, so Matt, I held on for as long as I possibly could, but she knew that you were on the way and you need to know that. You know, what's tough is that your mother said to me, Matt, she said, we had a big family here in this world. She says, and I took care of my kids, but she told me that, she also tells me that she took care of other kids as well, kids that were not hers.
That's true.
And she says, Matt, I didn't have much. She says, but I did my best. And she says to me that there's one thing that she needs you to know, because this is what's tough when a loved one passes. It's sometimes there's certain things that haunt us or that we hold on to or that sit right here. And your mom tells me that you keep going back in your head and you keep saying, oh my God, I can't believe that my mom had died. And I can't believe that, you know, we didn't get to have many moments with one another or get to spend much time with one another.
Right.
Do you know your mom tells me this? She says, Matt, there was a lot of problems within the family. She says, and even though, oh boy, she's put me on the spot. She says to me, tell my son I didn't favor anybody. That's what she needs you to know. She says, but there were some family members that I was more concerned of than others. So, do you have a sister here in this world?
No, my sister passed away.
Okay. So your sister passed away before your mother?
Yes.
Okay. That soul's also here when I'm connecting. She kept telling me she was worried about your sister. She was worried about your sister. So listen, just because your sister passed away doesn't mean you don't have a sister, sir.
Right.
She's saying to me that she was very concerned over your sister here in this world. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. And she's also saying to me when I'm connecting, Matt, you need to let him know that throughout my life, she says, I was never worried about him. My son always did the right thing. She says, I wasn't worried about your life. I wasn't worried about you. I wasn't worried about anything because I knew that you had it under control. But she was worried about your sister. She was worried about other family members. And unfortunately, it took time away from you and her. Do you understand that?
Right.
But you got to understand that when your mother was here, she didn't see it like that. She says, I don't have to call my son. I don't have to worry about my son. I don't have to worry about what he's doing because I know that he's okay. But she was worried about this one, that one, the other one, and she's bringing that through. That's why she's here. You know, what's tough is that she just showed me your sister being there with her on the other side. And this was something that broke her heart here in this world. She says to me that after your sister had died, it's like she had lost the will to live here in this world. She says, Matt, I didn't want to celebrate holidays. I didn't want to celebrate birthdays. She tells me that you would call her all the time and be like, Ma, come celebrate with us. Come do this with us. Come do that with us. Right. And she would never want to go. Is that true?
That's true.
She said, it's because I lost your sister. She says, losing your sister was like me failing as a mother, she said, because I worried about her every single day. She said, so after all of these years, I just gave up. But she tells me that, because your mother was religious. She believes in the other side. She believes in the afterlife. She shows me her praying. But she also says to me, Matt, I don't know how God could have done this to me. She says, I don't know how God could have taken my daughter away from me. But she says to me, I didn't understand it when I was here, but the moment I died, she tells me she saw your sister there. And when your sister was there on the other side and with her, she says, at that moment, God gave me the most beautiful thing he took away, and that was her. She says, so what she needs you to know is that this is her way of validating in spirit that when she got with your sister and saw your sister again, she says, I was able to look back on life. I was able to see the things that I should have changed, the things I would have done different. She goes, and if I would have known, Matt, that my daughter was okay, I would have been able to be a different person. But she says to me that she needs you to hear these words right now. Please tell my son that he never disappointed me and that you lived up to every expectation that she had of you here in this world. That even though she didn't take up your opportunities to go out, to go to dinner, to go to restaurants, to do any of these things, does not mean that she did not love you or care about you. It was just the opposite. She says, I knew that he was going to be fine. That's what she's telling me. What's also sad is that she says to me that there were things that you were supposed to have of your mothers or take of your mothers that were either lost or not given to you. Is that true?
True.
So she says to me, Matt, what's really tough is my son has nothing to remember me by. It's like there was supposed to be, because she keeps showing me like a box of things, like trinkets and things, and somehow they got lost or taken, and you don't have anything of your mother's.
Well, I do have one picture of hers that it's like a, I don't know, crocheted picture of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse that she had made when she was a little girl. So I have that. That's the only thing I have.
Do you know that your mom said to me this? She says, Matt, please tell my son I'm sorry for what had happened. So when you go back and said, I would have liked something. I would have liked just a little things of hers to remember her by. Your mom says to me, Matt, it was so chaotic. She says, and what I want him to know is that it should have never happened like this. But she says, please tell my son that every day that goes by, I am there and with him. I am watching over him, and I haven't missed out on his life. So is this your wife right here?
Yes.
So know that, first of all, she wants to apologize for not seeing your relationship here in this world. And she knows how hard that this also affects you, because you watched your husband so upset over what happened with his mom. And she also tells me, this is something that's really tough to tell you because it's easier said than done. But she just said to me, Matt, please tell him it's okay to forgive his family. Because she tells me that you haven't spoke to them, haven't connected with them. And it's so hard for you because you say, my family can't see us together. They don't recognize our relationship. They don't recognize our love. They don't recognize our marriage. Do you understand that?
That's true.
She says to me, Matt, please let my son know that I recognize it in heaven. And please know that, this is like getting me teared up. She says, your siblings and your family don't have what you have. She says, so the thing is that at the end of the day, she says, as much as it's their fault, she says, don't let that pain hit your heart. And she says, I'm going to tell you the reason why. She says, I let that pain hit my heart with your sister. She says, and I stopped communicating with people. I changed who I was. She says, I changed the person I was after losing your sister, and I regret that every single day because I missed out on having a relationship and a love with you after her passing. She says, so don't let what happened with them and my passing come in between. She says, you living your life here in this world. She says, it's okay. So know that in spirit, as much as you didn't get to know her, she says to me, Matt, let them know that I'm very proud of the love that they have with one another. And this is what's crazy, right? Sometimes you might not think that certain souls are there and watching over you. His mother also has a message for you as well because she just wants to thank you for loving her son the way that you do. So no, and there's one other thing I got to tell you. I also just saw a little baby that's here as well that had passed away. So was there also a miscarriage or a soul that didn't make it here in this world?
My daughters.
Oh, your daughters. Please know that soul is also coming through to me. So that would have been your granddaughter here in this world? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you know if it was a girl? Because show me a girl.
It wasn't, they're all girls at the beginning, so it was only a couple months.
Okay. So know that one of the things that I have to tell you is this, is that they just showed me in spirit with you a little baby that's coming through. So know that when your baby had that, when your daughter had that miscarriage, please know that soul is also there in heaven and safe and at peace. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Can you come give me a hug over here?
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad that you were here. And I'm glad you were able to deliver this message. Sir, thank you so much.